What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I wanted to kind of go over the subject of masterminds, right? So like, what is a mastermind? What does it do to help your business? Is it really worth it? And how can I start a mastermind? Is there a mastermind that I can join? All these are like really great questions. And I think that mastermind is kind of a weird thing, right? It's almost like this little exclusive group that you're not allowed into unless so-and-so invites you. It's kind of like a little secret society, only everybody knows that you're in it, and only certain people will allow new people into their masterminds. It's just a weird kind of thing. However, there's a reason for that. So I'm gonna just talk to you from my point of view and my experience with masterminds. It's all positive, so please don't think that I'm gonna come on here and like start bashing people, because that's totally not what I'm gonna do. So I have been a part of a mastermind since 2017. I had gone to this conference and it was in Raleigh at the time. It's called Creative at Heart. It's, I would say, mostly aimed towards entrepreneur women. However, like men, totally welcome to come. It's just like a lot of pink. So I guess it all really depends on what your business vibe is. At the time, it matched mine perfectly. I was just starting out. I think it's fantastic for people who are just starting out. They also have like panel leaders that, you know, people who have been in the industry longer can kind of be group leaders of sorts. So anyway, I had attended Creative at Heart, and there I had met two girls. One is Aislinn and the other one is Krista. Krista I didn't really meet at Creative at Heart, but she was there. I didn't really make like a huge connection with her. Let me tell you what, there's like a lot of people. I think now they're almost, I don't know if they're accepting like over 100 people now for these conferences, but it's a lot of people. So I'll be honest, I really didn't like it the very first day because it was so many people. I'm definitely an introvert. I know it doesn't seem like that, but I get very intimidated by a crowd of people that I don't know. I don't know why, it just does that to me. So it ended up being like one of the best things that I ever did. I would highly recommend it to anyone who's just starting out their business to attend. This is Aislinn. You should go follow her on Instagram. She does great, beautiful work in Huntsville, Alabama is where she is based out of. I was also sitting next to Cami Monet here. Cami has done, I have like a few of her invitation suites that I've styled. She sent me a super cute Christmas card this year that of course she paints and designs all herself. But anyway, and then Krista. So boop, this is Krista. Krista did not end up joining our mastermind until about a little over a year ago. And I'm so happy that she did end up joining, because I feel like it's just so complete now. We are looking to possibly add one more person to our mastermind, maybe this year, maybe next year. We're not sure. If you're starting up your own mastermind, number one, you want everyone to be on the same level of their business. So it would not be beneficial to have someone who maybe has only been in business for 2 years when everyone else has been in business for like 6 or 7. They're not going to be able to know the things that people who have been in business for 6 and 7 years would know. The person that has been in there for 2 years would obviously learn a ton from the people who have been in business for 6 years, but the people who've been in business for 6 years probably won't learn a lot from the person who's only been in business for 2 years. And that's not like, I'm not putting that person down for 2 years. What I'm saying is that person for a 2-year business needs to be in a mastermind with other like-minded 2-year business people, 2 to 3, you know, like everybody might be in a little bit of a different place, but it kind of needs to be a little closer to the same amount of experience. So Krista and Aislinn and I, we've all been in business for about the same amount of years. We all have had the same business coach, so that was really helpful because we could kind of bounce ideas off of each other about what our business coach kind of told us, in case maybe something was working for someone over here. Well, okay, why is it working for you, but it's not really working for me? Like, what are you doing? What's your verbiage? Like, how are you talking to clients? How are you doing this? The thing with a mastermind is basically you come together and you share all of the things that you know and all the things that you are doing in your business in hopes that it's going to help the other people in the mastermind. Now, I know that there are masterminds that you have to pay to be in. Ours is not like that. Usually people make it that you have to pay to be in it because they need to know that you're going to take this seriously and you're going to show up when your calls are scheduled. You're going to come to the mastermind meetups when it's scheduled. And so usually if people are paying an enrollment fee or something like that, they tend to take it a little bit more seriously and make it more of a priority in their life. We didn't do that because our group already takes it very seriously. I love my mastermind group so much. I know that if we say we're gonna meet or we're gonna talk at a certain time, like it always happens no matter what. So we tend to schedule like our whole year in advance. So we have quarterly calls now. We used to have monthly calls, but when your business is at a point where you're no longer having to troubleshoot and grow things, you don't really need to talk every single month because nothing really changes month to month. Now, quarter to quarter, we can then look over our past quarter, what worked, what didn't, what needs to be improved upon, things that maybe we wanna start and implement. We can go over all those things and then we can kind of work on the next quarter. Our mastermind, we meet up. We were meeting up twice a year. We're kind of changing that because I know for Tony and I, we're trying to start a family. So twice a year is just not going to be feasible, especially since we also do destination weddings. It's just a lot of travel. And I'm really trying to create a healthy life, work, social health balance. And it's hard when you run your own business because if you aren't out trying to make money or thinking of ways to make money, then you're not going to make money. So I, in the past, would get very, very caught up with work and it would be a very unhealthy balance. And all I would be doing was working. And, you know, of course, since Tony works with me, that means he was also working all the time. And he has, you know, a 40-hour normal 9-to-5 job that he does as well. So for him to be working like a madman all over the weekends and sometimes work week afternoons, evenings, all that stuff. And the way that I had structured my business before, I was doing sessions in the evening. So the times that Tony was actually home, I still wasn't home. I would be home during the day and then I'd be working in the evenings when that would be the only time that he would be home before he has to go to work the next morning. So we just weren't even seeing each other and that's not okay. So we reworked my business model that I do sessions during the day. I love sun. I love shooting in like high noon sun. I love all of that because for us, the way that we get our portraits to look the way that they do, we need a lot of light. So actually shooting at like sunset and things, that is not the best situation for us. It's super easy to shoot in golden hour. Like, yeah, those are really cool portraits to get, but is it the only time that you can shoot? It certainly shouldn't be, especially if you're a wedding photographer, because for us, I mean, we've had to shoot at 9 in the morning to all the way up until, 10 o'clock at night. So if you can't produce really, really beautiful work throughout the whole entire day, no matter what your lighting situation is like, I would really highly suggest going out maybe during this quarantine time and practicing. Those are all things that I would have never been able to do without my business coach and my mastermind because I just didn't think it was possible because I was too busy looking around at what everyone else was doing in my area. Oh, well, everyone else shoots at 2 hours before sunset, so that's what I have to do. And it's like, oh, no, that's actually not true. If you are skilled enough, you do not need to shoot 2 hours before sunset. And if anything, you're probably going to produce better results if you don't shoot 2 hours before sunset. So anyway, let me get off that soapbox. Take a little sip. So anyway, the way that I learned about my business coach was through my mastermind. The way that I learned how to create online content, our online education, that's all through my mastermind because we all just started kind of bouncing ideas off of each other. Things like troubleshooting situations where it comes to, maybe, how do I create a PDF in InDesign? Well, I ended up finding out that actually InDesign is a lot more challenging for me than like Canva is. I don't know if you've heard of Canva, but Canva, it's a website. You just go online, you can make a free account, and they have plenty of templates for you already when it comes to graphics. So I usually do all of my like PDF, any sort of design work besides our bridal guides, I do in Canva because it's easier for me to use. So anyway, I would highly suggest that you find a mastermind that you would want to be a part of. I've honestly thought about creating a mastermind group that I would more so be a leader for, just to kind of guide people who are in those 2 to 3 years of business, maybe 1 to 3 even, 1 to 3 years of business, that I could help people grow their business to be more sustainable. Anyway, I would highly suggest you joining a mastermind, creating a mastermind. I wouldn't really do it with anyone in your area because I think that there's going to be some issues with business models looking identical, or, oh, I came out with this PDF freebie, to help my clients have ideas for outfits to wear for engagement sessions. Okay, well then the other people in your mastermind would then not be able to benefit from you coming up with that idea because they're in the same area and you all can't have all the same stuff. Otherwise, how are you supposed to stand out in your area? So anyway, that's why we have the photographers in our group who are so spread out. So Krista is in South Carolina, Aislin's in Alabama, and I'm in Washington, DC. The next person that we end up taking is probably gonna be from, maybe like Chicago area, maybe like California, maybe like Washington State, those kind of areas. So someplace that is, again, another at least 8 to 10 hour drive away from all of us, just to keep things really beneficial for us, because we want that information to be shared freely and we want to all be able to benefit from the information that's shared in the group. So I hope that kind of like helps you a little bit when it comes to what masterminds are, how they're beneficial, why I'm a part of a mastermind, why I will always continue to be a part of a mastermind. These girls in my mastermind have become some of my closest friends. I talk to them almost every single day through a video chat app that we can kind of leave messages. It's called Marco Polo. It's amazing if you don't have it. And I can't imagine them not being a part of my life. And I just can't even imagine where my business would be if I hadn't joined a mastermind, 3 years ago. I would suggest that you find a friend who lives 8 to 10 hours away from you, and you two can just start up a little mastermind yourself. Have monthly calls, have quarterly calls, whatever's gonna look feasible for you guys. I would say you two partner up and you have some video chats every quarter or every other month, whatever looks like a healthy pattern to you. And share all of your information. That's the thing, you have to be transparent. We are transparent about our numbers. We're transparent about how many weddings we take, how we structure our associate programs, what we price things at, what our profit margins are, all of those things. You have to be transparent, and you cannot be in a state where you're nervous to share that kind of information, because otherwise it's just not gonna be helpful to anyone. So let me know if you ended up deciding to start a mastermind or join a mastermind. I will let you guys know if I end up, starting one that I can be maybe like a mentor for. I think that would be really, really fun. And I guess maybe even let me know just down in the comments if you would be up to joining in on it, because I think that would be really, really cool. So actually in an hour, I am gonna be chit-chatting with my mastermind ladies. We're having our quarterly call. So I will talk to you guys next time, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Give us a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and we will talk to you on our next video. So bye guys.